the mic with the charger, but we gonna make it work. Might as well. And I'm not babysitting no baby. I know that. Maydai Paydai, new events. They're, seriously, they try. Remember what they ain't she trying to do it? Nothing. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Hold on. Let's turn this around. So boom. Alright, chat. What up? Peace, peace, peace. So we gonna jump in here real quick. Boom. Let's turn this off. Let's set up the screen and let's flip the camera. So what we gonna cover real quick? I don't know why my thing looks so crooked. Boom. Well, that's the basis of it. This is what we're going to talk about real quick. The FDCPA. I don't know if you can see. Hold on. Let's turn this on for chat because we also on TikTok. I said TikTok. We also on Twitch, Kick, and I think I got to switch it also. Hold on. Wait a minute. We got to switch it. I think we on TikTok twice. Yeah, we gotta stop it. So boom, we gonna shoot it and go all back on Kick. We on YouTube though, also live. No. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Dead serious. You gotta put your phone on Do Not Disturb. But yes, people, we on Kick and YouTube. So if you send me those and we will follow you back. But let's switch real quick so people can see the screen. So that's what we gonna cover. What is the FDCPA? And basically just this law alone we're going to focus on. This is the money getting law right here. So welcome chat, we jumping in here. Happy Leo season. And like I told people, we in grind mode this season. For my birthday I have a lot of, what is it, like what we used to do for New Year's, what's that called? Resolutions. I have a lot of different resolutions that I want to do for my birthday. And one of them is not something of instant gratification. So what I'm building on is using credit, and not just using credit, but helping people with credit repair. And not just helping people with fix their credit, but dealing with these debt collection companies. Why? 99% of the chance these companies are doing something illegal. Even the credit bureaus. But I got to be mindful of that, because let me say this too. This is not legal advice or financial advice, people. This is basically educational purposes only. Do your own research, because like I said, for me, it was starting all over, struggling as a single parent. I had to figure out another way to restart my business, but also help myself. In the midst of helping myself, that's when I was like, all right, let me help everybody or other people around me that might have issues with this type of credit. Or I don't just help people with credit. We do business, how to get certain business cards, how to apply for them. And then now we're into real estate and land investing. About to get money. That's it. All right, we reconnected back to. About to get money. That's it. All right, we reconnected back to OBS. Getting money. We're about to turn our credit reports into a way to get money. We're also going to fix these scores to access money. Does that make sense? So we're doing this all in one. And it takes a little bit of time too. It's like I'm still waiting for a lot of like mails and a lot of mail and legal mail. I'm waiting on response. But welcome to the Streets of Entrepreneurs. I will be talking to you. I will be your host. And that's another thing I haven't done properly, is introduce myself. My name is Divon, and I will be your host. I am also the founder of Consumer AI, Mile High Entertainment. Futuristic Digital Wealth Agency is our AI agency that we're using to outsource information, learn information, and then help people with app building and things in that manner. We have to tell people, don't let people put you in a box. Be great and be who you are, and show the world who you are. So, for me, what it was is I was going through massive issues with credit. When I first started getting into credit, was basically just doing it as a parent and trying to, prepare for being an adult and my children. Then COVID hit, a lot of wasted time and money on bull crap. And then bad things and things happened, and then we had to restart all over. And I had a good opportunity to go to Georgia. And when I tell you, Atlanta, boy, Atlanta is definitely the town of entrepreneurs right now. I'm going to just say that. I'm being 100% honest. If you are not an entrepreneur, and I mean a real entrepreneur, don't go to Georgia and Atlanta. Please take your time, do some field work where you at before you go down there. But a beautiful experience being around such black wealth, being honest. So I had took a couple courses and things in that manner. Went to Invest Fest, not really to get inside. We parking lot pimped at that time. And the network and the amount of people that I was meeting that was, let's say, they was getting money from the banks. People just being 100. People able to borrow, able to go to the bank, get some money, credit cards and things in that manner. That is how wealth is built. America is built on what they call a credit society, meaning that we deal with a banking society that is now controlled by numbers and then people that credit money. Money ain't got no value really right now. So the whole thing I want to get at is let's get some money back from these companies and people taking our information and using it. That's it. Let's forget about all of the credit gurus and the 1681s and the 1592s. What it is that once you get into this system, it's going to lead you down different roads to learn more information, especially consumer law. Consumer law deals with everything that pertains to our social security number, our non-public information, which is our name and address, and things in that manner. So if you ever go on your credit reports or the backdoor site, they have tracking numbers on your addresses and names. Why do they have tracking numbers for your addresses and names? It's because that's how they track you. Anytime that you go to any of these, let's say a department store like Sears, Pagoda in the middle of the mall, any of these stores that you go use your information in is being tracked and stored. That's how they now verify your information without having to go through the proper legal steps to verify. And that's when we come in to understand the power of it all. I'm being honest. It's a lot of power we have as consumers in this legal law system that we just are not using or don't know. Or like I said, gatekeep. Like I wish I would have been known about this process and I'd have been suing out these people. Like right now I'm waiting on Equifax. Equifax better stop playing and send me my money. I know that if they don't respond, I gotta figure that out next. What we gonna do when we go to court, and then if they don't respond. Because there's a lot you could do with these companies or a business or a person if they don't respond to a legal notice. It's a lot. So, bam. Hit the link in bio, people. Let's get this chicken. How we going to get this money is a lot of people are not telling us what to do, how to do it, how to go about it. And then there's multiple stages that you could go at it, let's say as a beginner or broke, or if you got a couple dollars, you can definitely go federal and get more money. The thing is that when you start to go in higher courts, you have to do your research to understand how to state a claim, what the meaning of state of claim is in consumer law, and then how to structure your documents and how to file it. You can also file pro se and get a lot of leeway. But yes, people, all of that stuff about these companies operating information wrong and doing stuff wrong is true. We're not going to give you all of these 15 USC laws. None of them laws matter until you take these companies under a legal lawsuit. So you're just disputing these laws as a regular person. They just reading them like, all right, you put in a law, but the law doesn't matter until you contest and break the law. Right? You can't imply, I was hurt if nobody never hurt you. So that's the first thing. Now what we're going to do is get your real credit reports. A lot of people are using Credit Karma, Credit Testament, and them third-party apps. You need your information from either MyFICO, Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax. You could go to annualcreditreport.com right now and get all of your credit reports for free. It's a link in the bio for that, or you go to the site at consumerai.info and you could go there also, people, to find out and figure out how to, let's say, that's my site. Pardon me, I got stuck for a second. ConsumerAI.info is an AI site that we built with people to help based on consumer law. It's more trained specific on consumer law when you ask it questions, when it makes templates for you, and we have all links for different bureaus and departments to do, let's say, research or make complaints. So what we're going to do first is go and get your real credit reports. A lot of people don't even know what's on their credit report. And be like, yo, I'm on an app and something popped up and I don't know what it means or what it is. So go to annualcreditreport.com and get your real credit reports. From there, you'll be able to correlate from all three credit bureaus what does not match across your credit reports. Does that make sense? From there, once them things you start to see is not matching, that's when you go and research these laws to be like, all right, bam. I got late payments, which they can report late payments. It's basically does the data of the late payments match, or was you given the proper data from it being a late payment? So that's where we have to understand where people are trying to reel us in when they start throwing in these laws and putting them in videos. Like, yeah, 50, you ain't 16. What is it? I think it's 1666B. They always saying like, yes, you don't got to report any type of I think it's reporting negative late payments or negative payment history, but they can report payment history if that they have put in a procedure to notify you of these negative remarks about to happen because of you having late payments. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of bull crap they be putting into this law system that you gotta read between the lines and the lines and the lines. But that's why I'm here to tell you, welcome to the Street Entrepreneurs. This is we're going to call this like our financial literacy economics coming from another person just like you. That's it. I thought I had a booger. I was about to be upset. People like, God damn it. How you been on live this whole time with a booger in your nose? I was about to be upset. But yes, people, hit the link in bio, but let's get into it. Now, why and how can you? The whole basis of it is that, like me and my children's mother was just in here talking about contract law. Basic thing is contract law. What happens is when these companies buy these accounts, you don't have a contract with that company. Now what happens is what starts the contract. One thing that starts the contract is when you do not dispute when you were initially notified of this account being sold. So yes. Oh my God, XR Block Dev. Yo, I'm doing a crypto app right now, bro, with the AI agent system from what is it? Coinbase SDK and I think it's Fetch.io. I'm telling people, get into this AI stuff now, people. Build you stuff, especially like I was telling my peers with cryptocurrency. The whole blockchain is based around money. Every transaction, every app is based around money. So people, definitely time to, let's say, reevaluate everything that we're liking and into in this technology, especially AI. You can learn anything with AI right now. That's what helped us, let's say, restart back up artificial intelligence. I had to start completely over. I mean, nothing. Like 2 pair of pants, a good idea, and a child. So, people, you have to, what my man say, stay down until you come up, or become comfortable with the uncomfortable. So, boom, let's get into it. Why am I doing this? Basically, helping people with credit. Most people don't care. The average person will just sit here and listen to you and never apply anything, never ask you for no free resources. But I know that the average person, when you tell them that you can get some money or some thousands of dollars, then they start thinking about things and looking at things a little bit differently. Like, hey, wait a minute. I got about 4 or 5 debt companies on my account. You telling me I could get $1,000 out of each one of these? Yes, and so. Also, we're going to get into text messages. Are you getting harassing text messages, as they call it? Are you getting harassing emails from debt companies? Or, like, from my experience, I'm going through emails from somebody else that I don't have nothing to do with. That is harassment, people. You can definitely screenshot that, document it. Now what you have to do is correlate how it is affecting you. And then from there, you can attack them in the legal system. And please, people, before these constitutional laws start changing and the bank system change, you write these little lawsuits. Go with the AI system. You can go to my website, use the AI system to get it to help you. We have an ebook with massive draft complaints from Pacer, and things in that manner. So what a brother was saying, shout out to Bureau Bullies, is that if you want to figure out how to attack them legally, go to other law cases, look up what they did, and then try to mimic it or see if it matches your situation. Then from there, understand how a case is broken down. Meaning first you have to bring them to court, why, you have to state your claims, and then how you was affected. That's basically it. If you can show that let's say this account caused my credit score to go down 20 points, that's a lot of money that you can access. And what I wanted to do myself was learn this myself to help people from experience, instead of just telling people about it, selling you a course, and then next thing you know, you don't know what to do. You just stuck like, hey, I just spent $500 on a course and I don't know what to do next. Because that's what I was doing. I was mailing the letters in the lawsuits to the company. And I know that sounds funny, right? I was mailing the letters to the actual company, which legally is wrong. You're still sending it to the company, but what you're supposed to do when you're taking a business under any type of, let's say, legal complaint, you have to send it to their registered agent of state. The credit bureau is about to be upset. They're about to be upset. They should have known somebody was going to get up in here and tell the truth. And the funny part is, I found out from watching a debt collector lawyer on YouTube. So when he said that you could do this 2 ways and you could file this one way or this way, I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. That's what you're supposed to do? Oh, okay. That's why I said I don't like the gatekeeping right now. So I'm not supporting nobody gatekeeping. If you got some free information, you should be giving it away. What people should pay for is the experience that people are charging you for. So for an example, if a person did massive research and showing you results and stuff, you should pay for that. You shouldn't just be buying stuff because you're like, oh, I see a nice ebook, or I like her, or she look nice, so we buy that. No. So now, step 2 from all right, so 1, we're going to get our real credit reports. After that, 2 is contesting. You have to contest, meaning that you have to dispute. And you also need to automatically dispute anytime that you get that letter from the original creditor and when they first buy and mail you that initial communication. When they first send you that first letter in mail, they not even really supposed to, but you supposed to respond, because if you don't respond, that is now stating by law that you are agreeing to the debt. And that's why they automatically just get on your credit report. But let's say, for an example, you do get a letter and you mail them and they still get on your credit report. That is illegal, and that's a violation of your rights. What happens is they're supposed to, anytime that you contested within that first initial communication, they supposed to not even, all right, what is called cease and desist any communication or collection activity. So if I dispute this, let's say, what's today, August Friday, right? And they get the letter in the midst of the next 2 weeks, whatever, and that following month they on my report. They can't do that because the time frame. They have to give you 30 days, or if an account is disputed, they have to cease communication for 30 days and then ask for an extension. In that process, they have to respond to you in 5 days to let you know what they're going to do. So when that tracking number gets there, after that, they have 5 days to send you some type of mail or something to be like, listen, we're about to do an investigation or blase blah. Well, okay, so bam, let's turn it back around. Let's get back around, people. But so, cause today, what we doing is we doing CFPB complaint day. Today is CFPB complaint day. So let's show people what the CFPB is. Well, most people probably already know what it is. But right now, a lot of people is getting misinformed about it being shut down. And no, the CFPB is not shut down. So, what we also use the CFPB for is helping with the tracking. Oh, you want to see? We on, boom. See it? Hannah. My bad, Hannah. I didn't see you on here. We had the screen block. So, shout out to chat. Shout out to chat. So, boom. CFPB. Why do we use the CFPB? Is because the CFPB keeps and helps us keep a paper trail in tracking, because these companies have to respond to the CFPB. And on the low, people, here go a Snapple fact, because I was arguing with a person about law and terminology, right? The CFPB is the original and only credit bureau. Ain't that something? Why? It's in the name. By law, you cannot put bureau or nothing in your name if you're not really affiliated like that. That is illegal. You will go to the feds and under the jail, people. Sorry. So if you pay attention, especially what I was saying about consumer law and law, you have to be very mindful of things. Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax have nothing with the word bureau in it. Not even when you go look up their companies on the Secretary of State. When you go look up these companies on the Secretary of State, you will not see none of the top 3 credit bureaus with the word bureau in their name. Only one has that is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This is the original bureau for credit. Ain't that something? You leaving me? Don't come back. Say nah, people. So, as you see, most companies respond within 15 days. So that means what we do here, especially when I help my clients, is when I do my first round of letters and stuff, we send in everything in the beginning. So we send in our complaints in the beginning. We send in and also we send in the disputes. So we don't just wait and then all right, we're going to send in some dispute letters and then now complaint. No, we're sending in everything at once. And as you see, we could go to my Buy My Coffee page, and I like this company because it makes it funny. Because it's really true. They're using reverse psychology and made a platform to be like, if you can go buy a coffee, then you could have came and brought a digital product to get yourself together. And as you see, also, people, we have a lot of things on here for people that's, let's say, dealing with school problems. We have the basic intent to sue template right here for people. So you could go on there. It's only $3 because, like I said, you're not paying. Or you could do it yourself. Like I said, AI is free. So you go on AI and get AI to look up and make you anything. I'm sorry, I'm even taking me out the source, but that's basically it. But I have a lot of things about credit repair, businesses, and AI. Like artwork. A lot of people were asking me about how did I do the artwork and stuff for a lot of my content. Vibe coding, we have a vibe coding boot camp that we will be starting in the end of September. We have a lot of books that are free. And then, like I said, people, free consultation, link in bio. We're going to start from the top. And basically, what we're just showing you is an example of all the resources that we have for people. You can hit the link tree also, and the link tree will show you everything that we have and all of the different links and information that we have for people that is also free. We have a lot of free stuff for people. We still, like I said, we still got the special going on. So hit the link in bio. That's the little thing with the web link in my page. It's like, nah. But another thing, people, if you are an entrepreneur and you do not have a link tree or no type of proper portfolio setup, DM me so we can have a talk and I can help you understand what Linktree is in platforms like Buy My Coffee. Because this is similar to like Stand Store and what is it? Stand Store, Gumroad. There's another Thinkific. Couple other ones. So yes, we have a free guide on here on how to turn your into stuff. This shows you all of the different thing that you can sue for, and it's a simple graph. We have a free presentation also on this down here, how to sue debt collectors. We have a free presentation, people, in the link in bio. But basically what it does is just it shows you what the different laws is and how it applies to you, and then how do you go about applying it to take it to get some chicken or money. How do I now fight these companies legally? Is basically all of these templates help you to do. The ebook has a lot of information in the midst of it, meaning that we had to go find out and get a law book on how to do it pro se federally, how to do how does the FDCPA work federally, and things in that manner. And we put that all into a Google Drive with different law cases and stuff for people to copy or research off of, because it costs a lot of money, or it costs a little bit of money to download these platforms. But I gotta figure out how to do this. I swear, I took a lot of courses down in Georgia about consumer law and things like that. That's where I had got access to this book and a lot of different books like this. Because once you get into consumer law, it takes you down a rabbit hole, people. Excuse me. I was cutting grass and a whole bunch of other stuff today. I was doing a lot today. So, share the video, hit the screen. Everybody got paused. I ain't even get a like or a heart, and I'm over here trying to teach people how to get this chicken. We got to come back. We're going to have to come back for y'all to start getting somebody tap the screen for me. Who there with me, chat? Somebody there? Somebody say hi in the chat so we can see if anybody is real on here. Might be a bot. But we got to check on the other chat too. Hannah, I don't know if Hannah's still there, but shout out Hannah for joining the chat. We going to follow you and refollow you and follow you and refollow you. Say, nah, I'm playing. But I was telling people, a lot of people was asking me like, yo, why are you doing all of this and stuff like that? I'm like, yo, it's nothing else better to do right now but then to show the world your talents, what you're interested in, not being in a ratchet manner, and then information to help people. Seriously. A lot of us is just seeing or being distracted by TV, social media, and stuff like that. A lot of us are desensitized from a lot of things right now. So that's why I am at my age bracket trying to hit every platform to not just reel people in to buy something or do what everybody else is doing. No. One, coming from where I come from, you have to give back, and this is one of my ways of giving back. Two, a lot of us are struggling from jobs and inflation, and then we're around people that are not giving us resources or information. Everybody is either charging or it has to come with something. Then becoming older and this credit thing became a little bit realer. and it hits you at certain times. And like I said, a lot of it is just a lack of resources for a lot of people. A lot of it is a lack of, let's say, support. But now we have the internet, and we need to use it and use it in a different manner. Like I said, you could be ratchet on here playing video games and make a lot of money. It's a lot of people that I know is scared to share their dreams about being, let's say, a rapper or a hairstylist and stuff like that. So that's another reason I do this, is to inspire people of all nationalities and demographics to show the world your talent to who you are. You only got one shot at this thing called life. A lot of us are around people that try to keep things in such a small manner, and the world is very big. Another thing, I will be probably trying to build another app. I swear I've been on my creative just building with this AI system. I swear. Peace, IDA. And boy, oh boy, I'm telling people, I can see it. That we gonna be in like a there's gonna be like a Player One movie in the next 10 years. I'm telling you. But I need people to hit that screen for me. Share this video. So back to it. Bam. Step one, get your real credit reports. It's real simple. You get it for free. That's why I said you could do this broke and messed up. From there, you're going to notice that things on your credit report do not match, or they're going to be debt collection companies on your reports. That's the way you're going to get some money. One, after that, you have to not worry about all of them laws. You just identify what isn't right. Meaning, this doesn't match. Explain how it doesn't match. That is very it. Debt collection companies, the reason or how you have to fight them is the basis of contesting the information. Debt validation, they send you a whole bunch of bull crap. They still on your credit report. You got them for some money. What we do is, in the midst of sending a debt validation, we ask them to cease and desist any communication explicitly after that debt validation. So basically, they have to respond, which is right. But now we're telling them again to cease and desist communication, because by you reporting on our credit report in the midst of this account being disputed is not a cease and desist, and that is illegal. So that's how people have to start getting on here to explain these things, to where now people not just putting in a whole bunch of bullcrap laws and they don't know how to apply these laws. So now after you put in a cease and desist, they have to stop communicating. That means on your credit report also. Now, we know that they're not going to do the right thing. That's the key to this. If you want to make some money from this, you have to understand this is going to be a process, because they're not going to do the right thing in the first place. 9 times out of 10, maybe if you could test 3 to 4 accounts, maybe one comes off. Out of the rest of them, they're going to say that it's verified. We want them to say that it's verified. That's how you get the check. That's how you get this whole, what we call, build the case. Now, once they come back verified, by law, they done messed up. Because how did you verify it? And now when you get into the law system about how do you go about verifying an account, the proper paperwork, it takes you down a rabbit hole. And that's why you don't see a lot of people talking about this or have the ability to. Because the rabbit hole, it gets deep with this system. Like, they've been violating your rights and our rights since we first woke up and woke out the bed. They was getting over on us. And it's funny, but then it's not funny. But like I told people, even myself, it's time to play the game now. We have a president that has never had nothing politically or schooling in his life. What we do know is that man was a businessman. So what he's going to do is run this country like a business, and America is a business in general. Now, these companies is $1 billion and $1 million companies, people. Get your money back. Get every denial from a credit card back from these companies. You have mortgage issues. You're being sued by debt companies. Hit the link in bio, because none of that is legal. Number 2, you don't have to pay debt collection. You ain't even got to send in a debt validation. You don't got to do none of that. You don't. I think it's what 1692C. You don't have to pay debt collectors. So I'm sorry for all of the credit gurus that's about to block me and get me blocked. You don't have to pay debt collector. You don't have to pay debt in general. Once an account is considered debt, you can literally tell every company, listen, I'm not paying you. Why? Because they already know that 9 times out of 10, when this account goes into a negative, people are not going to be able to pay it. So they write it off or they charge it off. When something is written off or charged off, it is automatically known as profit. You get me? By tax law and legal law, FDCI, I said FDIC, FTC, FAA. Basically, when these companies write these charge-off counts and stuff like that, that's already a tax write-off in their system, and that they know that. So the whole banking system knows that. That's why it's like 9 times out of 10, the whole process is illegal. So you might as well get back and get you some money from these companies. Now, what I'm doing is I'm helping myself, and then I'm helping mad people in my family and friends. So if I got 5 friends with 5 debt accounts, I can help them get them off and get some money and fix their credit score. That's how we have to start thinking now also with this information. All of that, I'm about to pay $8,000 for a course, and every average credit, everybody talking this law stuff, know that the basis of it is you don't have to pay debt collectors. What happens is you have to understand that they have access to our personal information, and with that, they might have the ability, if you don't properly contest this right, to resell this information again to another company. But like I said, we want them to do that. Keep selling my information, because that's more money, more. I don't even want the credit no more. I'm going to put the money in my business and get the credit through my business. I'm being serious. Why am I saying that too? People are forgetting that new LLC thing is going back in effect. The whole point of that, what was the law he put for the LLCs where you had to sign who you was as your LLC? That is what they're doing with that and this new bill is trying to eliminate bare minimum people like us that are into LLCs as single members or just basic members or 5-team companies to have to pay more taxes and have more insight into our business. So example, like trust funds and stuff like that, they can't do but so much and tax it but so much, like non-for-profits and things in that manner. Now we have to remember that he's bringing that law back to where it's eliminated the corporate veil for LLCs. You have to register your LLC. So why am I telling people? What am I telling people is fix your credit personally, then use the money from this to now fund your business. Then hide your business. So now nothing starts to fall back on your personal credit, if you get what I'm saying. So we fix all of our personal credit, right? And use it to, let's say, start the business funding when you go apply. Everything now is on the business when we start to just go apply for business, more business money and stuff. If anything happens, let's say if I make a bad mortgage on an LLC, that doesn't fall on my personal credit. Certain loopholes that we got to start learning and teaching each other. But the first loophole I want to get at is, if you broke, you should be hitting the link in bio or using this information. Take a couple days and get yourself together. You can help you, let's say for example, you can help you and your girlfriend or you and your children's mother. You might not be messing with her, but one thing, I don't really know, but I'm going to say this. One way to always get at a person is to give them and kill them with kindness, and a way to give back, even if you don't mess with your children's mother or your girlfriend or whatever. If you do, show them how to make some money. Nothing is more attractive than a guy stimulating a woman mentally and showing her how to get her own money by her own hands. Remember that. That's a message to my young males. Stimulate a woman mentally and show her how to get some chicken. Way different. Way different, people. So, what I'm getting at is that you can take this information and then use it to, let's say, Like I said, help your sister, help your uncle. Then you like your uncle. All right, we about to take these companies to court. We're going to say that we want $4,000, and worst case scenario, we'll settle out for 15. But if we do that 3 times, help 4 people, that's 8 bands. For and then you have to remember, when you're now doing this, you're actually also fixing your credit. So now you could go reapply for stuff. So you could take some of that money and then now go get you a secure credit card or pay off some school loans or something to help boost your credit. Then once you boost your credit, you go borrow some more money. The money in the game now, people, is the banks. You just have to fix yourself to qualify to get what they have to offer. That's basically how we got to explain that now. So, after you do or say you don't want to pay, they're going to respond back, or they might still have time or still be on your credit report. That's your evidence. That is your evidence. Meaning, when they ask you how you were affected, you can now go back to your credit report, take a screenshot of it, and show like, yo, listen, they were still reporting on the midst of me sending in this letter because I have a tracking number that shows that they got this mail on this day, and within this time frame, they were still reporting on my credit report. That's your evidence. How were you affected is the biggest thing of it all. The big thing, depending on if you go state or local or civil, is stating a claim. Google that phrase, people. Stating a claim is just basically, in simple terms, how were you affected? How were you hurt? How did you get injured? And it's very hard to, let's say, prove that in words. So we also, like I said, link in bio. We got a lot of research. And stuff like that. I'm getting massive hits, people. This is doing a different app, so pardon me if this start freezing. What the hell? Why is this always doing that? It's always doing that, bro. Oh, my bad. I'm on chat too. No, I'm not even nowhere around my